Everybody knows the rules of money, right? Spend less than you earn, save for emergencies, invest early. It's obvious. But here's the twist. Most people know it and still stay broke. Today, I'm breaking down 7 obvious money habits that almost nobody actually follows. And trust me, the last one might decide whether you retire free or never retire at all. Here's the thing about money. It's not rocket science. Spend less than you earn, save some cash, invest for the future. Sounds simple, right? And that's exactly the problem. Because when something feels too obvious, most people just shrug it off. They say, yeah, I already know that. Meanwhile, their bank account is crying every month. See, personal finance is simple on paper, but living it out every single day, that's where people crash. Bills show up. Credit cards whisper sweet lies. Amazon Prime delivers temptation to your door in 24 hours. It's not that people don't know what to do, it's that they don't actually do it. That's why in this video, I'm not giving you some complicated Wall Street strategy. I'm giving you 7 of the most obvious money habits, the kind your grandma could tell you. But here's the twist. Almost nobody actually follows them. Now, if you're serious about finally getting your money under control, hit that subscribe button right now and drop a comment telling me which one of these habits you already know but haven't been following. Because I promise, if you stick with me until the end, you'll see why these boring basics are the real game changers. Habit number 1, the king of all money rules. Spend less than you earn. I know you're rolling your eyes right now, but listen, this one rule is like gravity. Ignore it, and your wallet will crash to the ground. Here's how you actually make it work. Every time you get paid, treat saving like it's your first bill. Before you pay rent, before Netflix, before that fancy iced coffee, pay yourself. Set up an automatic transfer, even if it's just 5 or 10%. Because here's the magic. The amount matters less than the habit. If you can only start with $20, start there. It's not about getting rich overnight. It's about building the muscle. Most Americans live paycheck to paycheck, even people making 6 figures. Why? Because they spend it all. So if you can master this one habit, congratulations, you're already doing something 80% of people fail at. Habit number 2, build an emergency fund. I know, not very exciting. Nobody brags to their friends, guess what? I've got 6 months of rent sitting in a boring savings account. But you know what's worse than being boring? Being broke when life punches you in the face. Your car breaks down. The AC quits in the middle of summer. You get laid off right before Christmas. That's when the emergency fund becomes your superhero. Here's the plan. Step 1, aim for your first $1,000 as fast as possible. That's your mini safety net. Step 2, build it up to 3 to 6 months of living expenses in a high-yield savings account or money market. And don't think of it as wasted money just sitting there. Think of it as the difference between, how am I gonna pay for this? And annoying, but I got it covered. Look, life will hit you with surprises either way. The only question is, do you want those surprises to wreck you financially, or just mildly annoy you while Mr. Coin sips lemonade and says, relax, we're good? Habit number 3, avoid consumer debt. Or, as I like to call it, the world's most expensive subscription service. Think about it. You swipe your credit card for that $1,000 TV, and if you only pay the minimum, boom, that TV can end up costing $2,000 in less than a year. Congratulations, you just bought 2 TVs and only got one. Credit card APRs in the US are insane, usually 20% or more. That's compounding working against you. It's like financial quicksand. The longer you stay in, the harder it is to get out. Now, don't get me wrong, some debt can make sense. A mortgage, an education loan you actually thought through, maybe financing a business. But consumer debt, running up your card on clothes, gadgets, or a vacation you can't afford, that's not building wealth,
That's paying extra just to impress people who already forgot what shoes you wore last week. Here's the rule: if you don't have the cash, you can't afford it. Period. Save for it, plan for it, then buy it. Because every time you avoid swiping that card for stuff you don't need, you're saving your future self from financial pain.
Habit number 4, invest early and invest consistently. Because compound interest doesn't care if you're rich or broke, it just cares if you start. Here's the deal. If you invest $300 a month starting at age 25, by 65 you could have over $1 million. But if you wait until 35 to start, you'll end up with less than half of that, even though you invested for 30 years straight. Why? Time. Time is the secret sauce. Think of every dollar you invest as a little employee. Your job is to hire as many as possible as early as possible. And unlike real employees, these ones don't take vacations, don't complain, and they work 24/7, compounding your money. And no, you don't need to pick fancy stocks or pretend you're the next Warren Buffett. Most people can just automate into simple index funds, like an S&P 500 ETF, and leave it alone. Boring? Yes. Effective? Absolutely. So here's the golden rule. Stop waiting for extra money to invest, because spoiler alert, there's never extra money. Start small, start now, and let time do the heavy lifting. Habit number 5, grow your income. Because here's the truth, cutting expenses has a limit, but making more money doesn't. You can only cancel so many subscriptions before life gets depressing. But if you learn new skills, ask for a raise, or start a side hustle, your income can keep going up. That's why wealthy people don't obsess about saving $3 on coffee, they focus on earning an extra $3,000. And no, you don't need to invent the next iPhone. You could freelance, tutor online, drive Uber on weekends, sell your grandma's secret cookie recipe on Etsy, whatever fits your life. Here's the trick. Don't let your new income vanish into lifestyle upgrades. Instead, direct part of that straight into savings or investments the moment it hits your account. That way, every raise, every bonus, every side hustle check, it all accelerates your wealth instead of just buying you another dusty gadget in the closet. So yeah, save money where you can, but remember, you can't shrink your way to financial freedom. At some point, you gotta grow. Habit number 6, live below your means. Sounds boring, I know, but this is the secret weapon against the trap called lifestyle creep. Here's how it works. You get a raise, and instead of saving more, you just spend more. $40K salary, you live like it. Then you hit $60K, suddenly you need a nicer car. At $80K, oh look, now you need a bigger apartment. And before you know it, no matter how much you earn, you're still broke. So here's the smarter move. When your income goes up, don't let your spending go up dollar for dollar. Take a chunk of that raise and lock it into savings or investments. For example, you get an extra $1,000 a month. Keep $500 for a lifestyle upgrade, but invest the other $500. That way, you enjoy today and build for tomorrow. Living below your means doesn't mean living miserably. It means giving your future self options, like retiring earlier, working less, or not panicking every time the car makes a funny noise. So yeah, keep life fun. Just don't let your spending rise as fast as your income. Future you will thank you. Habit number 7, own your retirement plan. Because here's the uncomfortable truth. Social Security alone is not going to cut it. Right now in the US, the average Social Security check is around $1,900 a month. And let's be honest, that barely covers rent in most cities. So if you want a retirement that's more than just stressing about bills, you need your own plan. Here's the order of attack. Step 1, grab your 401k match if your employer offers it. That's free money. Step 2, open a Roth IRA and keep feeding it every year. Step 3, once those are maxed out, add more into your 401k or a regular brokerage account for flexibility. And don't think of retirement as an age, think of it as a number. The number that means your investments can pay your bills without a paycheck. You don't have to wait until 67 if you build it earlier. So make it automatic. Every raise, bump your contribution by 1%. Over time, it won't hurt your lifestyle, but it could completely change your future. Bottom line, no one's coming to save your retirement. It's on you. And the earlier you take charge, the sooner you buy yourself freedom. Now here's the truth. None of this is complicated. It's not a secret formula. It's simple, but not easy. And that's why most people never do it. But you just watched all the way through. That means you're already different. Now it's time to pick one of these habits and start this week. Not next month, not next year, this week. And hey, if this video gave you that little kick to take your money seriously, then do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell, and drop a comment telling me which habit you're starting with. Because chances are, someone else in the comments is struggling with the exact same thing, and your story might inspire them too. Remember, money doesn't have to be complicated. It just has to be consistent. So, start today, and future you will be really, really grateful.